Hello? Is this on? I was having trouble with my phone feed, because that's how I usually am able to see chat more easily. Hello, welcome. And so it was taking a while for it to to do its thing. Howdy, moving too fast. So yeah, that little ditty fun track. Actually, that's been like right now my concentration song. But I wouldn't play the same song the whole stream just for you guys. But that's from a game came out a while ago, Inscription. I've kind of gotten back into the whole like lore and card game aspect of it, and just really interested in it again, and the music. So I thought the music fit. It was it's the Temple of Magics. So anyway, today is art. Welcome to art. And we'll be sketching as usual. Part of my comic, chapter 7, part 2. If you haven't read 7 part 1, it is up on Webtoons, and everything else I have copies of, and it's also up on Webtoons. And what else did I want to say? Oh, I have like a fun project in the works, which has to do with the webcomic. And I don't know how many more months it's going to take, maybe at least 3 more months, because I'm learning how to code because of it. And I just want it to look really cool. And hopefully it'll turn out the way I have, in my mind, how I have it envisioned. But it does have to do with the webcomic, and it may, well, we'll see. I don't want to promise too much, but it's been a fun side project I've been doing, and yeah. But not too much. Let's not talk too much about that, because that's going to be, I think, way in the future. Let's jump over to what we'll be drawing today, which I just have, right now I just have mock-ups of everything. Yeah, it's just body models and mock-ups. So nothing's like fully sketched. It's all like quick gestures. This is what I was talking about one time though, where like instead of like full gestures, I just had name, arrow, body model. And yeah, that's what's kind of going on with this one. Let me put on some music. I found a fun playlist. It does have a little bit of vocalization, but I don't think it's enough to kind of take me out of it. But so this playlist is JRPG field themes for 1 hour. So if anyone wants to suggest anything for the 2nd hour, I'm welcome. I'm welcome to suggestions. But I listened to this one before, and I really like the group of field themes they put together. So anyway, let me turn that on. Okay. Are we balanced? Should I turn it up a little bit? Maybe just a wee bit. Just a teensy teens. But yeah, I hope you've been doing well. I don't know, it's been kind of like a longish, it feels like a longish week. I'm just working on a lot of different things, so I'm not really sure like what's up, what's down, what art thing I want to do next. And I kind of get, I've kind of been getting like, what do they call it? It's almost like decision locked or something, where it's just like, I want to do this. And just what would be the best thing to do first, kind of thing. Because I can't just, I'm not, I can't really just do art stuff all day. I got to take care of some other stuff too. So it's just, this. But I think I'm kind of like back in a period where it's definitely not a burnout, right? It feels like an almost like overstimulation of ideas. So right now I'm just having too many ideas, and I kind of need to like refocus and do like one thing. You know, so I'm not I guess doing too much, and then I end up being burned out by like all these projects I have in my mind that I want to do. Focus on the thing. I have been, I still have been working on the comic every day though, so no worries about that. I haven't been doing the 2 pages a day, so maybe the sketching isn't going as fast as I would have hoped, but So yeah, we're kind of back to Blake and Corin, again. There are some slight changes from the last episode, which will be a little bit of spoilers. So I don't know, how do I want to put this? I guess if, I put it like this usually. Usually by the time I actually release it, it kind of looks so different from the sketch, I don't think most people remember. If you ever were spoiled by one of my streams, let me know, and then maybe I'll make a disclaimer or something about it. There's some other streamer effects. Is it streamer effects? I don't know. It's the little, there's like sidebars under the stream if you ever see them. I hardly do, but I'd forgotten they existed, and the other day I went to another artist's live stream, and like they were actually using their bottom space effectively, and I was like, oh yeah, I forgot I could put different things there. It's just a lot of the plugins I used to have down there like just got broken over time, either by one thing or another, like the code not working anymore, or whatever server it was stored on not being there anymore. But I just, over time, after I saw them like break and not really work anymore, I would just delete them, but I wouldn't replace them with something else. So like I finally realized, I was like, oh, my about section's a little bare at the bottom. But you see, okay, in my defense though, what I was thinking is like I mean I literally have everything I need in the little side link bar. But on the other hand, style points, and it does look way more stylish if you use the sidebar. So I gotta think of like what's some stuff I can put there. I should write the whole summary of the comic down there, like, and then be like, go read it. Please. Go read it, please. So, I think this face should be like angled here. This is gonna be like a weird perspective shot, so I need to be careful here that things don't look too goofy. So, okay, so it was kind of interesting. So last Friday I did the Mother 3 stream again, and it's a new character. It's Duster, and I was like marveling. I was like, oh, nothing crazy happened this stream. Like, we didn't have an interruption. We didn't have the connection go bad. It was like, it actually went really well. And like I was doing all the upload stuff, and I remembered to actually upload it, and then I realized after the fact, I had made, I've been trying to make custom thumbnails on YouTube now, because apparently it's better for optics, yada yada. I don't know. But yeah, I've been trying to not use the like the auto thumbnail function. I've been trying to like make them myself, even though they're not like, you know, works of art or anything. I kind of just like take a screenshot and then I impose Frog. I impose myself as Frog on there, and but I forgot. Like, I had made the thumbnail. I had taken time to make the thumbnail, but like his shirt is supposed to be lower than his jacket. Just remembering now. I love this song too. It's another RPG that is highly recommended, and I still haven't played it yet. Speaking of RPGs, not to jump topic already, but I'm already jumping topic. I suppose I'll come back to what I was talking about. But yeah, speaking of RPGs, I finally finished Super Mario RPG, the remake. It was so good. It was funny because I had beaten the final boss, and like they had the first like ending cutscene, and I was like, oh, so good. But you know, I didn't cry this time. But I did. You know, I had lots of fun with it, and it was awesome. And then like, you know, because they show all the characters, like back at their homes or whatever, and like, you know, almost like the epilogue, almost like an epilogue. But then at the very end, they kept the part with the almost like nighttime parade show from well, they did the parade show and it was in like the classic graphics of Super Mario RPG, so that was really cool. But then like for the night show, they switched to the updated graphics, and it, you know, it looked like one of those like night parades with all the lights and stuff, and it was really cool. And then at the very end, that's when I cried. It's like a final scene. I guess spoilers if you're gonna play the game, but it's a final scene, and since Gino is like no longer a doll anymore, he's like back to his like star self or whatever. He like comes back as a star spirit and like sits with the rest of the party, like as they all watch fireworks, which includes Bowser, Bowser, Peach, Mario, and Mallow, of course, who I've definitely talked about before. Love me some Mallow. I drew some Mallow fan art as in celebration, and it was so neat because something happened to me that I never thought would happen in a million years, especially when I was like very actively using some of these older social media sites. So I've kind of talked about this a little bit, but like I've gone back to Tumblr, not completely in the same capacity as like I used to, but you know, I've been enjoying it, and but something that like never would have happened in the past, or at least I felt that way. So since I did the Mallow fan art, they put my picture as the cover for Super Mario RPG. And I was like, oh my gosh! So I was really excited. I was like, wait a second, that's my art as the cover of the Super Mario RPG tag. But no, yeah, just something about Mallow, you know, thinking he was a frog, and then he's like, wait, I'm a prince! Wait a second! And just his whole demeanor, and that he's like, you know, he's like your main magic user in the game, and I very already kind of talked about this a little bit. They don't, like, it's one of the games where they don't really have, like, full voice acting lines. They kind of vocalize every now and then, which is something I really like in the Mario RPG type games. So they do like the little vocalizing bits, and then but like the animations, I was talking about this before specifically, and this is why I would recommend the this is a remake I'd really recommend to people. Like, if you haven't played the original, it's very faithful to the original in a lot of ways. But like the animations for everything, for the character models, for the actual like side characters, the towns, it's beautiful. It's just so well done. Even the music remakes, you know, some people, when they have remakes and they don't like use the original music, they kind of do like redone music. You know, sometimes you have a couple tracks that's like, well, it didn't hit quite the same way as the original. I definitely felt that way at first, like with Final Fantasy X. And then I grew to love all the tracks. But anyway, but yeah, with this one, once again, it's like, it's still Shimomura, like, doing the composing. I made sure to check in the credits. I'm like, they still had her do the composing, right? It's like, yeah. So it's just interesting, since she wasn't, like, I guess, limited by the software, how much more, like, those original tracks sounded very, very much like her style, which is, you know, she's really well known for, like, the Kingdom Hearts series, and it kind of had that, like, Kingdom Hearts feel a little bit, especially with the Forest song, that got so popular on the internet back in the day. That's probably like the best example. It's like, I still love the original version of that song, but I didn't think like the remake would like have me where it's like, oh, I really like this song too. But it just has this like magical, whimsical quality to it that you know, it's the same notes, but it's like a completely different, you know, transformed song. So, yeah. I think I need to give him more, like, expressiveness here. Yeah, spoiler, Blake is going to have to fight with his, non-dominant, so, I may move him. I may have to do some, like... I don't know what note I was trying to give myself. What was I even thinking about? I have to make him a little smaller because perspective is really cool and very difficult some days. Doesn't help that they're both kind of like squatting, so it's like, okay, what part is squatting and then what part is just like because of the angle. He does still have this hand kind of like loose. That's the other thing I'm not sure about this episode, especially with webtoons. I'm not sure if, like, it's not excessive, but I don't know how they are about, like, because I've been keeping, like, any, like, with fight scenes and, like, depictions of blood, I've been keeping it to about, like, one panel and then, like, hiding it, but, definitely for this one, I'm keeping Blake's injury kind of, like, ever present in each scene, so I'm not sure if I'm gonna have to start putting like a content warning on webtoons, but we'll see. I'm not terribly concerned, because it's not like webtoons is giving me any money, and it's like that's the honest answer. You know, it's not really like webtoons is giving me any money, so right now they're just kind of like my main digital host site. So I think as long as it's not like prolonged or grotesque, I think I'm fine. And this, you know, base age for my comic, it is meant for preteens and teens first. So, I mean, it's to where, I mean, that age range, like, I'm not gonna do anything prolonged, especially since I'm aware that, like, that's my age range I'm going for. My demographic of this graphic novel, so to speak. So. Alright, I'm just gonna make the feet boxes right now because I'm not 100% set on... I'm not 100% set on this angle yet, because I still have to draw, like, Corin and the actual background of... Probably will, like, circularize the background, though. I've done that for... Was that in, like, episode 2, maybe? I think I did that in, like, episode 2 or something. Just... make circles out of what would otherwise be like a flat space. It just looks more stylish that way. So yeah, I really enjoyed if you couldn't tell, I really enjoyed Super Mario RPG. And then, like, all the extra content, too. I was, you know, I knew it was there, from other people playing it and 100%ing it, in the past. But, you know, because, like, it just seems like development culture right now is all about putting, like, slices out and then releasing, you know, what's considered extra things as DLC for, like, a different pay price. And I get it, like, things take time and you gotta make money. But I can't deny that it was kind of refreshing that, like, there was so much extra content that, like, you probably would miss in Super Mario RPG. There's just so much, like, extra content. I'm trying to figure out the perspective here. I'm sorry. You know, it's a magical sword, so it's just, like, a lot of times I'm like, it is indeed a magical sword. So I can cut myself a little bit of slack here. Although recently I downloaded a 3D model that's pretty close to the shape of, well, not the WitchBlade, but its other form. So I could always use that if I feel like I'm in a pickle with, like, the look of it. But yeah, it's just, like, you know, there were a couple things that, I feel like, you know, were the complete package of a video game that we really don't get now. I mean, something as simple as, like, you know, the little booklets they used to put in all the games that, I personally kept all of them and read through them, and just I really appreciated the, you know, it's just the it's just a style and a feel it gives to the video game. It makes it feel like, you know, you really, a lot of times the guidebooks were like, you know, your way to enter into that world, and I kind of miss that. And like I said, just having extra hidden content that isn't like presented to you on a platter, or like, oh well, you paid for it, so here it is, you know. Having content like that's just kind of nice. I'm kind of embarrassed to say I played the whole game without finding Yoshi Island, Boshi, which is like one of the very well-known characters from the original Super Mario RPG. So I was like, oh, I guess I missed Boshi. And then like he was in the ending sequence. I was like, oh, I really miss Boshi. I'm like, I can't believe they let me miss Boshi. Which is, it's just a blue Yoshi with glasses. He's very cool. But I was like, oh, they just let me miss Boshi. And so I actually had to go back in like my save game plus and find Boshi. Water time. Make sure you drink your water. It's very important. Stay hydrated. I kind of feel like now that I've drawn this like very rough oval circle thing, that Blake needs to go back in space more. Or even if he doesn't go back in space more, I need to like stretch. I need to like, well, here, I'll show you. I haven't done it in a while. Probably the last time I did it was for a perspective shot, so sorry. These perspective shots can be kind of mean. But if they look good, then it's worth it, right? It was interesting. I was rereading chapter 5, which I do still like a lot. I do still like... It's sad, but I do still like the whole, like, complete story there. But one of the things I was noticing, I was like, I've definitely improved since that one. And where is my skew? There it is. Okay. No, that's not the one I need. I think it's distort. It's either distort or perspective. He's gonna start to get kind of goofy looking. We gotta make sure he's not too goofy looking. But yeah, one of the things I was noticing, let me take a step back from that. Not a literal one, but like a digital step back. Yeah, I think that's fine. I still have a couple problems with the leg and the foot right now. The back leg and the back foot, but we'll just it's gonna go there. I'll get to it. But yeah, I was noticing, although it was like I've made improvements since then, and I was noticing like, oh man, I'd want to fix that now. But I think the positive thing I took away from it, especially, like I said, especially that chapter 5, was that like I was experimenting more, you know, because like 3 I don't think 3 I really experimented with that much, like change in perspective, and you know, I was just doing my best, okay? I was trying my best, but I wasn't like trying to push like how many perspective shots I had, and you know, I wasn't trying to prolong the fight scene, which I'm definitely doing for this one, which Am I regretting it a little bit? Maybe a little, but, so, but it's just interesting because of, like, the kind of, like, risk I took in Chapter 5, and like I said, sometimes it looks fine and other times it looks kind of odd, but, I think it just helped me get better at feeling confident to take on shots like this. And, you know, I still have a lot of work to do, but I think it's a little bit less daunting to do panels like this than maybe it was 2 years ago, you know? Now, how much do I want this man to do a squat? I feel like I actually have to make his back bigger. Just because where he is in the shot. I don't want him to look like a bodybuilder, though. He's definitely, like... Corin's definitely supposed to be a character who's way too thin. Beanpole sort of physicality to him, but... yeah, see, now he's not looking like himself. So I'll go back to the smaller back, and then maybe I'll just increase the size of his, I'll just increase the size of the entire model once I finish. So then, like, on another note, I was just kind of, like, feeling grateful that I'm still able to kind of do my dream comic, you know? This is really what it is. This is really what it is, which kind of goes into the side project I'm doing, which is creating a personalized website to host it. And, I had a working version of it going, but I just didn't like the look of it. It wasn't... It didn't give off the feel that I had in mind of, like, how I imagine, like, the site hosting this comic would look, you know? It looked kind of bland and, very... what's the word? It just didn't have any character to it, and this is certainly not what this comic is about, being, like, bland. It's, so, like, you know, the fact that, like, the site had looked too, like, samey and sort of just, like, other site layouts, I just, I was like, no, let's do something else. His pose is supposed to be, like, up here, isn't it? Yeah, because this is, like, literally the next panel is Corin, so I could just probably, like, lift his arm up here. Also, I don't think I'll be getting to two sketch pages this stream, but if I do, I'll be happily surprised. I love all these field themes. So good. So yeah, since I finally finished Super Mario RPG, and I still have the extra stuff to do, but I'll see, because, you know, I could go back and level up to, I think I need probably, like, 5 more levels. and then I can try and fight the super boss, which is named Kulex, and he's like a typical Final Fantasy final boss with like the floating crystals and like amalgamation into, you know, false godhood, you know, all that typical Final Fantasy lore stuff. And it's in Super Mario RPG. So I kind of do want to go back and see if I can beat it. But now since I've finished it and like my attention is off of it, I was like, maybe I should try and go back and finish Baldur's Gate, because I kind of left poor Baldur's Gate 3 by the wayside as my attention turned to like completely to Super Mario RPG. And like I said, I've kind of with the beginning song, I've kind of become like re-obsessed with the game Inscription and the whole feel and look of it. And the card game part, of course. It's like, yeah, the gameplay kind of matters. Yeah, the gameplay. Yeah, the gameplay. Mm-hmm. I'm not getting ideas for like other characters and locales from it. No. Doesn't have like one of the coolest vibes ever. I think perspective's off. I don't think it would be turned that way. I think it would be flat side down like that. I still can't decide though, like, because I have in the original drawing, like, his hilt area is kind of on the larger side, but then when he's actually fighting, I think I made it like a tad bit shorter, and I can't decide. Well, I better start deciding now. It's like half the chat. Like, where's his other leg? Good question. You know what? I'm gonna once again kind of use this body model as like help for where I should be putting his legs. Oh, I understand. Okay, there you go. That's why I never completely discount the body model, because sometimes it can just help with other panels that it is not even in. But yeah, it's been so long since I played Baldur's Gate. I'm gonna definitely be like, so what were we doing? Do I still remember how to fight good? I just hope I won't have to like reset a lot, because that's what ends up happening if I haven't played a game in a while. I go back to the game and I don't really know what I guess I don't really remember what my tactics are sometimes, and so then I end up having to replay areas a lot more because I'm just getting like I'm getting used to my characters again, and who's got this strength and this sort of thing, and really hoping it's not like Fire Emblem, because I think I tried jumping back in after I quit one of my runs of Fire Emblem. I tried jumping back in and I was just like, I am so lost. I don't know how I was leveling up this character or that character. I don't know what I was planning on making them. This is hard. And so I just ended up starting from the beginning. And it worked out just fine, but then, like, I got confused because I had gotten, you know, they have the support conversations if you have two of your units, like, talk a lot, but then, you pair up your units a lot, and, I was like, when did I get this conversation? And then I was like, oh, that was the run I didn't complete. That's what that's from. See, this one I'm not familiar with, but the sound font itself sounds really familiar. It's like, definitely heard the sound font before. Yeah, like, maybe we'll have, like, the swirling wind again to kind of help with the circular look to it. Like, I don't literally have to have, like, arrows here, right? But maybe we'll have, like, the wind kind of rushing around them. And have, like, you know, bits of grass. Maybe, like, the path is here, but, like, the path from earlier, but it kind of has, like, a curve to it. It's gotten caught up in this vortex as well. That looks like a raindrop. But you know, like, the trees are blowing, like the rustle of trees. I'm gonna draw trees here, don't worry. I may have to write in trees. I was like, don't worry, there's trees back there. They're there, okay? Just trust me on this. So... back of the hilts. Maybe I'll do some, like, shine glints here. And, I guess I should draw Blake's foot at some point. Oh, he's fine. Did I have dialogue here? Did I need to make sure there's room for dialogue? Probably should have checked that first, huh? Give me a second. I know this song. Oh, okay. There is dialogue. There is banter. Once more. There is banter. So I'm probably need to make sure Blake's mouth is open. We can worry about the rustling of the trees. They may make the cut. They may not make the cut. Make sure. Version of have to move one of our rustling trees here. And then the whole thing, and then the answer I'll put down here. Which starts with gosh, imagine if the comic was actually all in my handwriting. I tried doing that actually for the short one, House 15th. And like it definitely had its own look to it. I just it took a long time, and it definitely doesn't have the same I guess it looks cleaner when I have the text, but I did actually download a couple new fonts recently to use for the comic. Because like I said, at first I was worried about using too many fonts. You know, for the same idea that I worry sometimes, like, if I used color, I would overdo it, which I know I would. I still don't like how his foot looks. Alright, well, that's something future me is gonna have to worry about. What? So, what was I going on about? Not sure, but perspective shot is done. And he said not terrible. I think the main thing, like I said, the main thing I'm having a problem with is this leg. And so I'll probably go back and redraw it. But otherwise, I think it looks good. But we must move on, lest I spend all stream on one panel. Because I could do that. I could spend all stream on one panel. So, if you have never seen me use a body model before, which probably if you're here, you've seen me use a body model before. But if you haven't, or you're catching it on YouTube or something, typically what I do is I use the model as like a base framework, and I don't work from it exactly. I get the broad strokes and the placement, but I do edit from there. Do I want to show the nose? I'll just do that. Like I said, I also got the sword model, so we could hopefully be a little more accurate. Not accurate, but like a little more consistent with what is the hilt size? Almost done. Oh, I forgot the hilt. The end of the pommel. The pommel. My bad. Forgot the pommel. is very decorated, so I kind of need to do that. So speaking of having like too many ideas in my head right now, I actually had so much fun doing the little small mallow art, and it really depends sometimes if I feel like doing a large art piece or a small art piece after I complete a game. It's just the fact that I do one because it's not often that I complete games. And so, but after the mallow one, I was like, I kind of want to do another, like Mario RPG drawing. See, but you gotta be careful with Mario, because, you know, Nintendo, if you sell, like, fan art of Mario, like, do you get, like, flagged? That is our special copyright guy. No fan art of Mario. Like, your fan art of Mario cannot be sold, it could just be, you know, displayed. That's what I worry about a lot with, like, Mario and Luigi specifically. I probably should be more worried about Bowser too, but, like, I don't know. I think it'd be fun to try my hand at a Bowser. Especially in, like, this RPG game, he was hilarious. And he was also, like, one of my favorites in the original 3 Paper Marios. And, I just thought his characterization was so good. Especially after I was a self-proclaimed, oh wait, he has goggles, so you're not really gonna see his eyes anyway. I was, terrified of Bowser for a long time because of Mario 64. And, like, his ominous laughing throughout the castle used to, scare me as a child. So, going from that, and then, like, next instance of Bowser that I played, because I didn't play Sunshine, because I didn't think the game was for me at the time. And I ended up playing, like, all the platformers after that. But anyway, I didn't think the game was for me at the time, and so the next Mario game I really played was Paper Mario and the Thousand-Year Door. I said it like that. My puppy just woke up, and he's looking at me from across the room like, who are you talking to? It's obviously not me. You need to go outside? I have explained this before. Puppy needs come first. And if he says he needs to leave the room, I gotta help him do that, so. Just so you know, BRB can be coming, might be coming at any time now. So weird seeing Corn bald, because, you know, he's like one of my most full of hair characters, I suppose. for lack of a better term right now. He's got long hair. right now it's a little misplaced and displaced, so I need to do some more like loose strands here. Some sticking out even. He's just giving me the strangest look. You know, the always fun and interesting thing about animals, other than like, you know, they all have these very unique personalities, is sometimes they'll like give you the most pensive and thoughtful look when like not 2 hours ago they were eating swaths of paper and stuffing and things they know they're not supposed to eat. You know, just very silly things. And now he's just giving me the most thoughtful stare. Like he's a very learned puppy child. No, the thing he's been taking to doing now, and I don't know where it came from, other than he just intensely wants me to stay home all the time. Which, I mean, I kind of do on my own anyway, so when I go out, I really do need to go out. But the thing he's been doing now is, like, very aggressively biting my shoes and my sleeves when I try to go somewhere. Almost like I'm a burglar or something. And so I really have to start like be like, no, I am not the enemy here. Cut that out. It's like, save that kind of biting for an actual burglar. Please and thank you. But yeah, he's definitely not too happy about me going places. And it's just, it is a little annoying because I was trying to socialize him. But then, like, the puppy RSV happened, and I will blame it on the puppy RSV. Not that I don't like going outside. It's not just that, okay? But, you know, the puppy RSV happened around the time I was trying to socialize him. And, you know, with dogs other than, like, family members, you know, other family members' dogs. You know, I was trying to take him to the dog park and stuff, and then, like, puppy RSV happened, and I did not want to take a chance, because vet bills are killer, and, yeah, but we just kind of haven't gone back. It doesn't help as well than, like, you know, you're like, oh, I'm thinking of maybe taking him back, and then, like, not too long after you hear a story about, like, someone's small dog getting mauled by a larger dog, and you're like, yeah, maybe, yeah, you know what, I'm gonna wait maybe just, you know, maybe just 5 more months. But yeah. But he's extremely loyal. He just likes to eat everything, which, is a little bit of a problem. Because I've had dogs who really like food and eating all the time, but I haven't had a dog who found, like, paper and plastic tasty. So, it's a new challenge to, get him to not eat those things. It's like, I lovingly call him my little trash compactor. So go ahead and I'm gonna go ahead and take another water break real quick. Water, where are you? Oh, it's still up. Oh no, I forgot to put it away. Well, you know, kudos to anyone who was just drinking water that whole time. Wow. Water drinking contest. And 1 and 2 and 3. I'm gonna put away the water for a second. And I know I'm only on the second panel, but I may do a very quick BRB because he is definitely looking like kind of antsy. You okay? Give me a second. Okay. I'm back. I think he wants to stay with me, but he just... I don't know. I can't... I think he just wants to sit in my chair. But he doesn't know if that's appropriate, which it really isn't. I kind of need my chair. It's like, I appreciate you, little buddy, for worried about, you know, being worried about if, you know, if you should. Like, don't do the thing first and then, think later, like, oh, maybe I shouldn't have done that. Kinda changed my mind on the placement of this. Want this part of the hill a little further down. And I'm kind of hunched over my drawing pad right now, so if I'm hard to hear for a second, that's why. I haven't done that in a while. That sounds like Dragon Quest. As a person who's played 1 or 2 Dragon Quests, that sounds like Dragon Quests. They have a very similar sound to them. Okay. I'm gonna figure out where I had the fingers. There we go. And a little ruffle at the top of the shirt, but then also, yeah, he's got a couple scorch marks, soot marks. He's got his kind of chunky belt too. Don't want to forget that. I'm trying to think. I do have some movie news, but I don't like being messy. But I'm gonna be a little bit messy, right? Okay. So this is what I heard. So full-on disclaimer: I am not an authority on Netflix and their special series that they make, right? I didn't see all of it, but I thought they did a pretty good job with One Piece, especially as someone who knew nothing about One Piece before. And I jokingly said multiple times that I was like, what if I got into One Piece because of the live action? But it actually was decent. So, but okay, so I started hearing some more things about the new Avatar: The Last Airbender series that Netflix is doing. And at first I was starting to get a little excited because I was like, oh, the trailer looks pretty good, and you know, it seems like they're actually trying to get a more diverse cast this time. Very, you know, trying is doing a lot of heavy lifting here, but it looked like they were trying, right? So I was like, yeah, it seems like it could be fun. They did a good job with One Piece, even though I guess people who probably read the manga are like, well, no, not really. But I don't know. I've heard mixed things from people who are actually fans of the show. But people who like didn't really want to watch 500 episodes, they were like, yeah, that's really good. So but okay, about Avatar: The Last Airbender. I may not talk about it as much, but I am a very big fan of Avatar: The Last Airbender, and it was one of those shows that I didn't immediately get into at the time, because I think I was just no longer really watching Nickelodeon shows. Well, that's not quite true, right? Is it? I'm trying to think why I avoided Avatar at first. I think it was the idea that it was like American made and it looked like anime, and I was so worried it was gonna be like one of those shows where, like, you know, they tried, but it just doesn't have the right feel. And I ended up watching Avatar: The Last Airbender on a whim because they were having like a marathon of their second season, I think, before they were releasing their second season finale. I think it was something like that. And I just happened to be home, and I was like, yeah, sure, why not? And I ended up loving it. The first episode I saw was actually The Blind Bender, and I was sold. That it's such a good episode. The Boulder. And so, yeah, from then on, I went back to the beginning and watched from the beginning. A huge Avatar fan. So anyway, getting back to the possible drama that may not be drama after all, but there were. So, like, in a recent interview, they were saying that, like, so we changed some things about the story that we thought may be problematic. I was like, alright. Okay, I wonder what they're referring to. So, they're like, we changed things about how Sokka is presented in, like, the beginning. And I kind of just was like, okay. Because it's one of those things where he went through character growth, right? So, like, if you're taking away his character growth where he, like, kind of goes from, like, someone who is, like, slightly misogynistic into someone who, like, because of the changes and the growth that he has, like respects the women around him and the women who take care of him. And but you know, it's a growth, you know, it's a character arc. And I don't know, I just kind of made me feel like, oh, like it's almost like they're afraid for the character to even be flawed. So now I'm thinking, I'm like, okay, well then, what character growth are you gonna give him? Because like, it makes me worried. Are they gonna like take out the fact that he was he was the comic relief, but he's also a very serious character. Like, you can be both. You can be comic relief and a serious character. They are not mutually exclusive things. But it just seemed like the way they were talking about it was like, these are mutually exclusive things, and it's like, well, no. I mean, that's what made the show so brilliant. And I think one of the biggest things people always bring up with Avatar: The Last Airbender that ended up selling them on the show, you know, either between Toph's character, or I know for me it ended up being Katara's character, because I related so much to her with, you know, just kind of having to be like overly responsible at a young age, you know, and kind of like the pressure that puts on you and you're still a kid, and you don't really see yourself as that. You're the one who has to kind of like take care of everyone. So I really related to her as a character in that respect, and always sympathized with my girl Katara. But then also the main one, and I still think it's the best character arc, is Zuko, because I could not stand him in the first season, and by the end of the second season, like isn't even the end of the second season. I think it's like mid second season. You love this character, and then he makes the bad decision again, and you're like, no, like you were doing so well. So, I think most people would agree Zuko's character arc is probably the most compelling. But I think all of them go through really, really good character arcs. Aang too. I know a lot of people tend to forget the main character, and that happens with poor main characters who are happy-go-lucky, but I love my happy-go-lucky main characters too. It's like Goku, Zack Fair, eat your heart out. You're my faves too. But yeah, Aang's one of them too, and he's usually very much forgotten because of, you know, just a lot of them have really good storylines. I think I think I did a goofy here with the sword. Give me a second. I'm gonna fix it. So, I'm a little less excited about the remake, because I'm like, okay, well, if they thought that about Sokka, if they didn't think that, like, that was a character development, you know, opportunity and moment, I'm like, what else are they gonna change to be like, you see, we just thought it was a little, not the right message to tell. I'm like, well, what message are you gonna tell? What character changes are they gonna have? You know? Is Azula not gonna tell her ship captain that he should go throw himself upon the tides because they're more forgiving than her? Like, is she not gonna do that anymore? Probably like my favorite Azula line. Oh, the dogs are at it. Well, dog. My dog is sitting under me, not barking, and I'm very proud of him because I would have been like, okay, you can go now. He knows. Does he know? So, yeah. Yeah, maybe a little more worried. I'm like, maybe I should curb my expectation here. I still think I didn't want the sword to go past the picture plane. I wanted it to still be in the picture plane. And I do think I am kind of losing the perspective of this. You know, it shouldn't be completely pointed down. It should be pointed up like this. Fine. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I can admit when it's not quite right. It's kind of screwed up. I promise not to spend another hour on just this area, though. Maybe make this part a little shorter. Have a better sense of it's a little turned upwards. Give a little more dimension here. I think maybe that's what was going on, why it's kind of thrown off a bit. Add a little more dimension here and there. I'm not convinced by it, but like I said, I'm not gonna spend all day on one panel, so we'll fix it later. Puppy, did you want to go out? I think he's changing his mind. I think he wants to go out. Do you want to go out? If you would excuse me for a moment. Okay, I'm back. Again. Alright, so do have Blake here. He's raising up an agreement. I think I wanted the WitchBlade raised as well. And that's what this line's supposed to be. Yeah, I don't... Oh, I know this song. Definitely the playlist has changed, though. This isn't the original playlist. Oh, another JRPG Field Themes Part 3. This is from Deltarune. That's why I always talk about, like, if you're not playing for the game, please just play it for the music. It's so good. It's like, finally I don't have to do a perspective shot and my drawing speed increases tenfold. That would be boring, right? If I draw everyone just face on, you know? I don't want to do that, so... I have some more interesting shots here and there. But it would be faster. So I don't know when I'm gonna end up getting them, but I just put in a new request, like a design. I put in a new design for some keychains. So it's one like one completely brand new keychain design. It's all fan art. One completely new keychain design, but then the other one is the Mr. Saturn one that I ran out of. And then the third one is one of my sticker designs that I had like 2 versions of it. And so what I did is I turned it into a keychain where it's like one side is the first version of it, which I do sell as a sticker, and then the second version of it I have on the other side. So I thought that would be really fun. I don't want to spoil which one it is yet, though. And then, these I have already shown off on Instagram, but I did put in an order for my Kermit design, and my new Kermit design, and my Amy Rose, kind of like in the classic gear that I've been doing, that I did like the Sonic and the Tails in. Sorry, I was trying to decide what kind of mouth I wanted to give him. But I kind of did her in that classic style as well. I got them both as stickers, so I'm gonna have new stickers, and then I'll have to try to figure out what my sticker setup is, 'cause I haven't thought about that yet. Yeah, I think that's just good. There was a frame I used last episode, not last episode, but the last part that I really like. Is it the last part? Yeah, it was the last part. There's like, sometimes like I'll get a drawing of Blake that I really like, and I kind of want to use it as the new template now. I've even gotten rid of the old one, because there was a color version of him that I drew that I use as reference now, and that's the main one I use, but there's one in the black and white that I drew of him in the last part that I really thought looked good, and was kind of want to use that as like the basis for like being on model or not. So let's see if I can maybe do like a full drawing of that panel. And the sword's starting to grow on me. It's still bothering me a little bit though. It looks uneven. Give me a second. It's fine, but I am also fixing it. Like, I don't always use body models, but when I do, it's for the swords. Probably gonna shift click this one. Okay. That already looks better to me. Alright, I think I didn't really want anything in the background there because he's gonna be doing some talking as he does. Gosh, such a talkative villain. Okay, so the close-up face shots are possibly one of my favorite things to do. Only thing I can maybe be dissatisfied with is if it's off model, but I have been enjoying drawing close-up faces of these characters so much. You know what? I don't want his ear that big. I'm gonna go ahead and draw like... Sounds familiar too. What is this from? It's driving me crazy. Final Fantasy X. Ah, okay. Yeah, that's why I know it pretty well. I got overwhelmed by 10-2 though. I was like, you know what? This is too much open world for it's like it's not even open world. This is too much open world for me. My decisions are mattering a little too much in this game. And then his ear is around like here-ish. Right. Yeah, it's like kind of unkempt stubble here. Yep, hair that covers a lot of his face. And then a little bit of hair coming out here. Then he's got some extra strands now that are kind of like coming out everywhere. Ooh. Like a Wild West theme. So yeah, I was thinking, again, I've been having too many ideas lately and not enough like ways to keep up with all of them, but I was thinking, okay, so with Mother 3, I've been playing it pretty consistently every Friday, which I will do for a couple more times. But I'm thinking I do want to every now and then change up the game I'm doing on Fridays, so it's not always the same thing. So I'm thinking maybe once we get out of Duster's section, I want to try out... There's one game I heard about that had some frogs in it that I wanted to try out on stream. Just kind of do like a one-off thing. So, if y'all would be interested in that, let me know, or if that's not a great idea, you should really tell me, because then I'll probably postpone it a little longer. But that's what I was thinking of maybe doing. I'll finish Duster's part and then maybe, like, alternate between games. Not every time, but, like, you know, make it to where it's not the same game every time. Okay. Only a small problem here. I did want, like, Oren's smile to show here. And kind of like that crazy smile he's been having go on, like. But, I just don't know if that would be... That's a little bit possible. And his face seems kind of crammed in there. It doesn't seem quite the right proportion. I do like the look of it, though. He looks, you know, he's a little too close to the camera. I kind of like that. Woof woof. Uh-oh, he's getting into it now. Like a little bit different from the other chapters. His hair is a little more messy in this one. Just kind of like rolled out of bed or whatever. May have to move things around just so there's more of like a... Let me zoom in here. So there's more of like a symmetry look here going on, you know? Yeah, what I was going for is symmetry. That's really it. Yeah, if I don't get that, then I'm gonna have to go back to the drawing board. go to the, yeah, this one. The one I've been using as my on-model Blake. Okay, so we need more space for his head. His ear's too close here. It's a good thing I like drawing eyes. I like drawing eyeballs. Also, can't forget, Blake has a more round face than a lot of the other characters. Heavy eyebrows, round face. I definitely want him, like, more scowling here. Okay. Maybe we'll do like a kind of like gradient thing here. No, I do want to see the expressions though. Okay. Is that it? Yeah, I think that's it for today. I'm gonna see if I can try and fix that, shoe, maybe. And then I'll end the stream there. It's a little early, but, I think I'm good. My hand's getting a little cramped. And I know I'm gonna complain about it later if I don't put the text in, so I'm gonna write it in. Okay. So make a slight change here. I know this one too. Oh, okay. This Dragon Quest. Yeah. The Is it still the newest one? I don't even know. I don't even know if it's the newest one. But yeah, thank you for joining and stopping by today. Just I would be done, but like I am so annoyed by this lake. I think it's because it looked like a skinny jean. Like the look of it, and like actually is supposed to be wearing like a baggy jean. So maybe it wasn't the foot that was the problem. It's just how the jean was sitting, I guess. Yeah, I think I like that better. I still am going to have a lot to do in the inking phase. Comes like a lot of filling in, but I think it's a good sketch. I think I can work with it. Plans. This Friday I will be streaming gaming again. Mother 3. So, come join for that. We're playing as Duster. And, what else? Next week, let me see how many I have left. Next week Next week it'll probably still be sketching. Maybe the second to last sketching stream. We'll see. But the one thing next week is I may be late. So I will let you know if I stream at a later time on Wednesday. Keep an eye on Instagram. Let me put my links up. And then, like I said, that Friday, we'll see, because I will be at an event next weekend. And, I'll be in an event next weekend, and depending on how behind I am with what I need ready, will determine how available and how possibly panicked I am during the stream. So, just so you know, keep an eye out for that. And thank you so much for joining my art streams. Really means a lot to me. And hopefully I will see you next time. All right.